Welcome back again, guys. Well, today we're going to take a look at making stem and leaf plots. Again, it's going to be another visual representation of our data, just another way that we can organize our numbers. And again, if you're analyzing your data, you're not going to use every single one of these. You're going to pick which one works best for you or which one displays your data the best, or even whatever one's easiest for you to understand if you are actually going to use them, all right? We're going to practice all of them just so you're familiar with them. But what is a stem and leaf plot? It's a display that uses the digits of the numbers in the data set to show how the data is distributed. So I'll show you what that means on the next board. We'll make a stem and a leaf plot. So here I just have a list of data. I just have the number of floors that are in certain tall buildings. I just have a list here. So again, the first thing we always want to do is put our numbers into chronological order from least to greatest. That's going to help us out when we're trying to put these together. So I've got 31 and 32, 36, 39, 45, 47, 51, 53. Sorry, that was a really sloppy number. And again, by crossing them out as I go, I make sure that I haven't missed any of the data. So you'll notice basically we're just making, it looks like a T-chart. This side is what we call the stem, this side is the leaf, and what you'll notice is the stem is basically going to be our tens spot, if we're talking about place value, and our leaves are going to be our ones spot. So the first thing I want to look at is where are my stems? So basically I'm looking at the tens. I have a 30, a 40, and a 50, which means my stems are 3, 4, and 5. All right, so the 10 spot gets listed under my stem. The leaves are then the 1 spots each of these. So I have a 31, I have a 32, I have a 36, I have a 39. You'll notice I'm not writing the 3 again. It's already been written here. So I'm just writing the 1's value over here. So if I were to read this, I'm saying I've got 31, 32, 36, and 39. I've got a 45, a 47, I've got a 51, and a 53. Okay? So really all we're doing is breaking the number apart, and then we're displaying the numbers based on the digits that are in them, that make them up. So that's all we're doing when we make a stem and a leaf plot. We'll make another one, and then I'll ask a few questions about it so you can kind of see how we would use it. Pause in case you want to write that down. All right. Here, what we're looking at is ages of presidents. You'll notice that they range from the 50s to the 60s, so that means my stem is either a 5 or a 6. All right, and these are actually our founding fathers' ages. I didn't list the people with them. That would have taken a lot of effort. So again, I'm not going to put them in order here. I'm just going to write them as I go. So I have a 51, which means I write a 1 in my leaf. A 54, so I'm going to write a 4 in my leaf. Whole bunch of 57s. 1, 2, 3, 4, which means you're writing 7 4 different times because you had 4 of them. Don't leave any of them out. Don't say, oh, there was a lot, so I wrote a 7. You want to write 1 for each digit you have. Then there's a 58. So I'm going to write the 8 there. Now I'm looking at my 60s. I have a 60, 62, and a 68. Okay? So I have my stem and my leaf plot set up. Now I can use it to kind of look at this. And what you'll find is this is actually a really convenient one for finding the mode. What number shows up the most? Well, you'll notice there's a whole bunch of 7s next to this 5, so the mode is 57. That's one that pops out right away on this type of chart here. All right. So what are the range and the mode of the data? Well, we already said that the mode, this marker is dying, the mode was 57 because I was looking for what number showed up the most. Right away I could see I had 4 7s with a stem of 5, so 57 is my mode. The range, we want to look for our biggest, 68, minus our smallest, 51. So the range of our data, 68 minus 51, so our range is 17. Their ages span over 17 years, our first 10 presidents. How many presidents were at least 60 years old at the start of their presidency? So remember, you have to think of what this means. I'm looking for values that are greater than or equal to 60. At least 60 means they could be 60 or more. So I have a 60, I should include that, and all the ones above it. So 1, 2, 3. 3 presidents were 60 or more when they started their reign. So again, that comes down to remembering your inequalities as well. If that's confusing you, go ahead and rewatch those videos. They're still up there for you. What is the median age of the first 10 presidents at the start of their presidencies? So remember, median is our middle number. Since there's 10, which is an even number, it means I need to look at the 2 middle numbers. Half of 10 is 5, so numbers 5 and 6. The 5th and the 6th data points are what I want to look at. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They're both 57, so when I average them, I'm going to wind up with a median age of 57. All right, and again, if mode, median, mean is confusing you, range, go ahead, go back and rewatch that video as well to help cement those ideas in your mind. But the stem and the leaf plot, just another way to visualize data. We're going to look at a few more ways that we can do that as well. Again, if you have any questions, you know what to do. Have a great night, guys.